Unless specifically treated, textile fabrics are porous, very absorbent, and swallow up much expensive paint, which sinks into the fabric. Thus, the effect of the picture cannot be calculated, which makes work difficult. In addition, the fibers of the fabric soak up the oil from the paint and soon become brittle. An attempt is made, therefore, by special process to make the canvas more impenetrable and less porous. At the same time, to heighten the brilliance of the colors by means of a luminous ground. For finer, permanent work, however, it is a loss of time and a waste of material. The more quickly and directly one can say in a painting what one has to say, the better. Therefore, the canvas must be so prepared as to permit quick and confident work. There are many reasons why a painting may not last. Choice of linen, proper prepared ground, will be the first to fail or cause the painting to last. There is an endless number of recipes for grounds, and it's sometimes amusing to read of all that is mixed together in the belief that the greater number of ingredients, the more likely it is something good to result. And not only in modern recipes is this the case, even the oldest Byzantine and many later recipes. Ground must possess absorbency, porosity, and roughness, or a combination of these properties to a definite degree, depending on the requirements of the work, and sufficient to create a proper mechanical bond between the surface and the coating. The ground must be as white as possible, and if it is homemade, a thin glue size should isolate the oil paint from the linen. Different ground attributes: absorbency, brightness, stability, are what effects a ground has on a painting. Non-absorbent ground is not recommended since there is not enough tooth porosity to create a bond. There are non-absorbent grounds. This is an oil-resin mix. Modern house paints, they use a polyester resin. They call an alkyd. Alkyds are actually resins and can be natural or synthetic, like Demar and pine resin. The semi-absorbent ground would be your plain lead oil mixture. Absorbent grounds would be the caseins, gessos, and chalks. They are less flexible and can be prone to crazing and cracking. They need proper time to dry, about 2 weeks. Most present-day painters pay entirely too little attention to the importance of grounds. It is quite immaterial to them what they paint on, and not a few work over already painted surfaces in preference to a new ground. The ground, however, has an extraordinary influence on the durability of the picture and the action of the colors, as well as on later preservation and most painters believe that with colors anything is permitted, that one can go on indefinitely covering up one coat of paint with another, and therefore the ground is very unimportant. But even the thickest oil colors, the ground strikes through, giving even either luminosity and clarity as a clean white ground will, or a dirty greasy color effect which, upon drying, becomes still more displeasing, and in the course of years allows the underlying coats of paint to strike through. Most assuredly, it is not unimportant on what one paints. A ground which is prepared by the artist himself is especially advantageous, not merely because of the economy, but because such individually prepared grounds permit such charming effects that than are usually possible with purchased factory-made material, with its frequency and uninteresting uniform texture. Making the ground has several advantages in controlling the brightness, absorbency, and texture, Adding a body color, such as an orange or earth red, can have profound effects on the painting's results. With the knowledge that gray assumes the complement of any color, you can see William Sargent Kendall's work uses an earth orange tone in his ground. Putting the gray dry brush above the tone, he achieved the appearance of a violet hue. Feshen's portrait of Willa Cather clearly demonstrates how you can control the texture of the ground to achieve the charm in which Durner speaks. Notice the effects of the dry brush over previous tones. This can only be achieved by controlling one's own grounds. Chalk, white marble, Paris white, whiting is calcium carbonate. Often these grounds are used in combination with other for utilizing their individual properties. Please refer to Max Durner's Materials of the Artist and Their Use in Painting. A full comprehensive list is in the PDF provided in the link in this video. Body colors are filling materials that can be used in the mixture of personal ground recipes: gypsum, talc, chalk, kaolin, spar, pumice stone, powder. All these materials are listed have no covering power. They lose their own color when they come in contact with oils and varnishes. Body colors are therefore added to the ground preparation. And in this way, the luminosity and permanency of the painting are increased. The basic grounds are zinc, titanium white, Cremence white, or white lead. The Flemish painters added 1/3 white lead to their gypsum grounds to increase their luminosity. They could not very well have used zinc, since it was not yet known. Grounds made without the addition of body colors obviously not only change considerably when they come in contact with oil, but they also continue to darken afterwards. Where parts of the ground in a painting remain uncovered to contribute to the artistic effect of the picture, such as, for instance, the sketches of Rubens, some body color in the ground is an absolute requirement. I will speak later as to which white is best for the velatura. The early to mid-Renaissance painters were now observing perspective. They were becoming observant of drapery and anatomy. Notice the careful transitions of tones, especially the faces. The tones blend softly into one another. This technique is called the sfumato. More importantly, the brilliance of the color is unmatched even to this day.